it's wild how that beef got sparked back up in like 2019 around the whole situation with Nuts gravestone. Like it seemed like they don't have any incidents between. They don't have any incidents. It seems between the Tierra Jones murder all the way up to 2019, I guess, with the headstone thing. Don't it seem like that? Like they haven't really talked about any shootings or murders between that time period. Not really. It's maybe everybody went to jail and all that. Everybody went to jail. So, yeah, Viverito, and then I'm going to get up out of here. Rebecca, I'm serious, man. These niggas like three stooges, man. These like stooges.
That bond here, or when that motion was
They just be coming up with plans. And you know how kids be like, hey, I got a plan. Like when you ever watch Ed, Ed, and Eddie, and they just come up with a plan and then they go try to execute it. It looks crazy, but I mean, somehow it end up working, kind of. That's what it seems that all of these guys are doing in this gang war. Like just coming up with random stuff to do and just going outside and doing it.
Okay. When was that motion filed?
March 1st of 2022.
Okay. And after March 1st, 2022, did you start seeing public media posts about the stabbing of Mr. Bennett?
Yes, several news outlets picked it up.
So I also wanted to play this part right here because it's like they were establishing another turning point in this beef and something that made the beef get extra violent, extra fast. I don't know if he's free, but I don't think he's in prison. I think he might be in a local jail. He asked the Shell Kel free. I don't think he's like doing no long-term stretch or nothing like that. The thing about the YFN Lucci stabbing, I think they said happened like a month before it went public. But once the public found out, I don't know how they kept it secret. But anyway, once the public found out, it set the streets on fire. And I guess now we head hunting. So it went public March 1st. It went to the public March 1st. Oh, he in the feds? I thought he was in like a short-term type situation. It went public, and then 10 days later is where the double murder on the highway happens. And then 3 days later is where Shamel Drinks is killed. And then I think the next day, well, 10 days later is where the double murder happens. That same day, they say the guy Steve something, goes over into YFN territory in Summer Hill area and shoots one of these guys in the head. Then 2 days later, they catch Shamel Drinks. And then the day after that, Big Nick house gets shot up. And then 2 days after that or whatever, that's when Shannon gets arrested. And, who knows? Now, we got to understand that this is, even though they decided that they wanted to go and indict these people right now, again, we always got to go back to what Adrian Bean said. I don't want no problems with them. Do not tell them what I told you. It's 180 of them. He was not exaggerating, first of all. This thing is still alive and well. Remember, Tay, a.k.a. Threat, got killed just this summer. He got killed 2 years after the YSL indictment. He got killed 3 years after the YFN indictment. The streets are still active and they have not forgotten. That's why people doing content on this stuff, I don't know why y'all picking sides here. I don't know why y'all are disrespecting anybody. The streets are still active. These people are still out here. They still got families and they still do not take disrespect lightly. You don't have to say certain stuff on the internet. I'm going to just be real. It just don't have to be said. There's really no reason to disrespect anybody anyway. You're a Young Thug fan, so you like making crazy jokes about Nut being killed. I don't understand it at all. Like, I see some crazy stuff on Twitter. I'm like, y'all are like, not y'all that's watching this, but I'm saying the people that I saw saying this stuff, I'm just like, are y'all realizing that this ain't no video game? Y'all are talking about real people. And I didn't even like when Judge Whitaker said, because Shamel Drake's nickname is also Peanut. And she's like, oh, that just sounds like a bad nickname to have. Like, what? Like you playing around too much for me. You know what I mean? We talking about, that's just to me like the similar thing with them talking about Nut's body. Did it fall on a curb or did it fall in the street or did it fall in the parking lot? Like, I didn't like that. That was very insensitive to me. And I like, just imagine if this was one of the days where his mom had chose to watch the trial to see what's going on. And the judge talking about, well, did he technically fall on the curb? Was that the curb by the parking lot? Was that the curb by the street? Like, what's the point of that? I just don't understand. Like, people got to understand these are people. that we talking about. The dead people on both sides are people. All right. So I don't understand why anybody feels the need to say anything crazy. And y'all don't even know these people. Viverito, let's get back to it. I'm almost done because I got to go watch this fight.
Once several news outlets began to pick it up, did you, as an investigator with the gang unit, have investigated this YFN, YSL conflict? Did anything about that report spark any investigation on your part about anything that you were going to do as it relates to the conflict between YFN and YSL?
Based on my experience with with these two groups and the conflicts, we were on heightened alert for any events that or shootings or incidents that may occur.
Okay. And by the time the media release occurred, were you already up on the wire, or did that come after the release of the information to the media?
I believe it came after.
Okay. Now I want to direct your attention to March 11th.
If Shell Kell is in jail, he's not in Georgia. He's not in the state of Georgia Department of Corrections. That's just for the people that was asking. Just looked it up. He's not in there. He's been out of the state system since 2020.
2022. Did you become aware of a shooting on I-75/85 northbound?
I did.
And did you become aware of who, if anyone, was killed as part of that incident?
I do.
Okay. And who was that?
That would be Christian McMiller and Darius Big Ford.
And do you know about what time that incident occurred?
I believe it happened around 3:30 a.m.
I got Mike Tyson, Rebecca. I got Mike Tyson.
And have
Hopefully.
you
Let's do it,
had
Mike.
any involvement with any investigation as it relates to that case?
I have.
Okay. And is that still an open pending case at this juncture?
It is.
After that shooting on March 11, 2022, did you become aware of a shooting at 12 Atlanta?
Yes.
When was that shooting?
I believe that the incident on the highway took place at 3 a.m. Fast forward to about almost just before 10 o'clock, the shooting at 12 Atlanta took place.
10 o'clock a.m. or 10 o'clock p.m.?
PM. I think the call for service came in around 9:47
And where is 12 Atlanta?
in Summerhill.
And are you familiar with that location?
I am.
How are you familiar with that location?
I believe in 2019 and 2020, it was 12 Atlanta itself, the convenience store, was the target of drive-by shootings.
Kelvin Watts is also not in the feds. He's been out of the feds since October 2021. So he probably did part of his sentence in the feds and got out shortly after that. So if he is anywhere, he's in a local facility somewhere.
And was there anyone injured on March 11, 2022?
Yes.
And who was that?
I believe the gentleman's name is Cortez Houston. He's a YFN associate.
And has there been anyone arrested for that shooting?
Yes.
Who's that?
A gentleman named Stephen Harris.
And are you familiar with that name?
Yes.
How?
He's documented, not by me, but another member of the gang unit as a member of YSL.
After that incident on March 12, 2022, did you become aware of a shooting, without saying any name, of a shooting on Cleveland Avenue?
Yes.
All right. Everybody knows what happened. So the Cleveland Avenue shooting happened right after Mr. Houston got shot. in YFN territory, the Cleveland Ave shooting happened, but they didn't want to say. Okay, so he's in Fulton County as of September. Yeah, he was free. I think he was free before, but I guess locked up now. But so there was a shooting in Cleveland Ave, and then shortly after that, there was the shooting of Shamel Drinks. Then shortly after that, the Big Nick House happened. This is the crazy thing about that whole situation, right? These people have these phone taps, right? Can you imagine? You are in a house, right? Some ops pull through. They shoot the house up, right? They shoot the house up. The police get called by somebody else. The police show up. The police don't raid the house because y'all are the victims, right? They don't do a raid. Y'all are the victims. They just want to know what's going on, but they know y'all are gang members, right? Because Viverito is with them. She's identifying people and all that. So they know y'all are gang members, but they still don't come through the crib. Immediately when they leave, they get back on the wiretap and they go listen. They get back to their hut, whatever the hell they at, and they're listening to y'all talk about, man, can you believe the fact that when they came, they didn't go through the house and look at all these guns we got everywhere? They didn't. And then you on the wiretap saying the exact location of the gun. Yeah, we got the joints up in the attic. I put the one in the wall. Why are y'all doing that on the phone? I don't care if you feel happy that they did not come in the house at that time. But why is that a phone call conversation? Y'all had to get right on the phone immediately and say, oh yeah, these two people tried to run in the woods. I tried to hide under the house. He tried to do this. Y'all are giving them all this information as to what could happen in the future. But even if you did not know that your phone was tapped, why are y'all having this? And you talking to a person that y'all are together every day. This is Lil D and Shannon talking. Lil D, Shannon, Woody. These are the three amigos. They've been together for many years together. They see each other every day. And y'all went through this thing together. So why are y'all re-describing everything on the phone of something y'all just went through together? Right? I couldn't believe the amount of detail they was giving. I'm talking about they were saying everything. And this the sick part to me is they give this much detail to another person who was also in the house that also knows all of this stuff that you're saying. It would be like me talking to y'all right now and then me giving y'all a recap of something I just said 10 minutes ago. That's what they did. And it just don't make no sense to me at all. So then, of course, they did that. They went and got a search warrant and went right back to that house and found everything that they just described on the damn phone call, because why wouldn't they do that? Duh. Right? And then a day later or 2 days later, they went and arrested Shannon for the murder of Shamel Drinks. It's just, I mean, Viverito to me is like as important of a witness as Gaither. But Viverito is more like the office intelligence version. When I say intelligence, I mean she was like data gathering and all that. Whereas Gaither was on the streets getting information from people in nefarious ways, whatever she was doing. But so they like very important witnesses. I mean, because they had close relationships, because being like POs, being probation officers or whatever you want to call it, they were impact. They had this recidivism prevention program going on, and they were dealing with Woody, Shannon, Lil D. She was dealing with all these guys since they was kids. So they are a little bit more lax when dealing with her. And that's how she was able to get stuff up out of them. And this is what happened. Again, like I said before, I don't think Shannon will get convicted. I don't think Shannon or Yak will be convicted of either one of those murders. But the gang charges, the RICO count 1, the gun charges, I do not see a path around those charges. I don't see one. And being that we seen Whitaker give a man 5 years just for lying, hey, it could get ugly. The state is supposed to rest after Viverito is off the stand, right? The fact that they're hiding her is crazy because they've already shown interrogation video of her and Woody. So what are they hiding exactly? I really don't understand it. So it's very odd. And that's all I got for you. I was going to talk about Bitcoin. We could talk about it briefly. I don't have to say too much. And y'all let me know what y'all think about Viverito. I think Viverito is an extremely effective witness for them, but I don't know if the jury cares. Y'all let me know what y'all think.